You probably did not pay attention to it the first time you noticed it. Some hen, a particular hen, always the same one, chose the perch nearest the coop door. The other birds settled deeper inside, in the warmer middle of the roost, in the corners. She took the spot closest to the place where the threats come from, and she has taken that spot every night since. Most chicken keepers, asked why one specific hen sleeps closest to the door, give a casual answer. She likes that spot. That is where she ended up. It is just habit. None of those is right. The position of a hen on the nighttime roost is not random. It is determined by a set of forces, social, behavioral, and individual, that researchers have spent decades documenting. Here is what nobody tells you. The hen who sleeps closest to the coop door has, in some quiet way, taken a job. And the job has a name in the language of her flock. Even if no one has ever spoken it aloud, it will change the way you look at every chicken in your yard. Welcome back. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe, because what you're about to learn will change the way you look at every chicken in your yard. Today we're going to walk through 7 things that explain why one specific hen always sleeps closest to the coop door. What the science says, what the position means, and why the hen who chooses it is choosing it for a reason. Stay with me until the end, because the last point is the one most viewers never put together, and it changes how you understand the small society inside your coop. Number 1. Roost position is determined by hierarchy. The first thing to know is that pecking order extends to the perch. Shelderup Eby documented the pecking order in 1921, and a century of research since, including work in applied animal behavior science and the journal Animal Behavior, has confirmed that the same hierarchy that organizes feeding access also organizes roosting position. The dominant hens choose first. The subordinate hens get what is left, but the position the dominant hens choose is not always the same. In some flocks, the alpha hen takes the highest perch. In others, she takes the central spot. In still others, particularly in older, larger flocks, she takes a position with the best sightline to the entrance. The hen at the door is, in many flocks, in a high-status position, not a low one. Pay attention to that. The position is being chosen, not assigned by default. Number 2. The door is the highest information position. The second thing to understand is what the door represents. The door is the place where, on any given night, something might come in. It is the place from which the keeper enters in the morning. It is the place from which a predator would enter if a predator were going to enter. It is the place from which the first sounds of the day arrive. The hen who sleeps closest to the door has access to all of that information first. Researchers studying group behavior in domestic chickens have noted that hens who occupy high vigilance positions at the edges of a sleeping flock, mere entrances near windows, tend to be hens with longer experience and more developed predator response behavior. They are not nervous, they are positioned. The position is a job. Number 3. She is performing the night sentinel role. In a flock with a rooster, the rooster often takes a sentinel position on the perch, sometimes near the door, sometimes between the hens and the most likely entry point. In a flock without a rooster, that role does not disappear. It transfers, usually, to the most experienced hen. Researchers have shown that the night sentinel role exists in domestic flocks even in small backyard settings, and that the bird performing it shows different sleep patterns than the rest of the flock. She wakes more often. She turns her head more frequently. She vocalizes quietly at smaller disturbances. She is, in the simplest terms, sleeping with one eye open. Stay with me here, because this one is going to feel remarkable. The hen at your coop door has almost certainly been doing this for as long as she has slept in your coop. Number 4. She has the best escape route. The position by the door is also the position from which an escape is fastest. Researchers in poultry behavior have documented that hens, placed in unfamiliar enclosures, consistently choose roost positions with shorter routes to perceived safety, and the pattern persists in familiar settings. The hen at the door is positioned for a quick exit if anything goes wrong. In a coop with a small pop door that closes at night, this is more symbolic than functional. In a coop where the door is opened in the early morning, however, the hen by the door is the first hen out into the run, the first hen to access fresh forage, the first hen to feel sunlight. The position has practical value every morning that compounds across the year. Number 5. She is keeping track of you. Here is something that surprises most chicken keepers. The hen at the door is not just facing outward toward predators, she is also, in part, facing inward toward you. The door is the place from which you arrive in the morning. The hen by the door hears you first. She hears the gate latch. She hears your footsteps. She is the first to know that the day is beginning. Researchers have documented that domestic chickens form precise predictive associations between recurring auditory cues and their keeper's arrival, and that hens placed in positions of greater auditory access show stronger anticipatory behaviors. The hen by the door has chosen, in some real sense, the position of greatest information about you. Number 6. The choice has been stable for a long time. If you have watched your coop closely for a year, you have probably realized that the same hen has been at that spot for most of that year. Roost positions in stable flocks are highly consistent. Researchers have noted that a flock's roosting map can persist for months or years with very little change, until something, a death, a new bird, an injury, disrupts it. The persistence is part of the meaning. The hen at the door is not there because she happened to fly up there last night. She is there because she has held the position through challenges, through new arrivals, through the small social negotiations of a flock's months. She has earned the spot, and she has kept it. Number 7. She is, in the quiet language of her flock, a guardian. This is the one most people never put together. There is a function in many social vertebrate species of a single individual taking on a vigilance role on behalf of the rest of the group. Researchers have documented variants of this role in birds, in mammals, in fish, and in domestic chickens. The hen by the door is performing the chicken version of this role. She is not the most aggressive hen. She is not necessarily the boldest. She is the one whose particular combination of experience, attentiveness, and acceptance of disrupted sleep has made her the right hen for the job. The Cherokee, the Norse, and the Egyptians all said something about birds, that one of them watches at the threshold, that one of them takes the place of the door. None of that folklore was invented out of nothing. It was generations of patient human observation, seeing what cognitive science has only begun to confirm in the last 20 years. A flock chooses a guardian. The guardian chooses a position. The position is by the door. I am not going to tell you that what she is doing is the same as what a person does when they take watch in a household. Science simply hasn't finished asking about that. But I am going to tell you that the role she is performing has the shape of watch. You are not alone in feeling that way. Don't explain it away. The yard you look at out your window is not a passive scene. It is a place where, every night, in the dark of a closed coop, one hen has taken up the same position by the same door. She has done it for months, for years. She wakes more often than the rest of the flock. She hears you first when you come in the morning, and she is, in a quiet, deliberate way, holding the threshold for the others. You have been living next to a kind of guardianship like that for years without knowing the full shape of it. Now you know. Tell me in the comments, which of your hens sleeps closest to the door, and how long has she been doing it? I read every one. Some of the stories this community has shared have stayed with me long after I read them. I'll see you in the next one.